We bought this campground 3 years ago, 10 acres, $285,000, $10,000 down. In the first year, we put $350,000 into it to open for the first season. Then the second year, we invested $150,000 into it to get ready for the second season. We're entering our third season. I would like to think that the investment is over, but because we want to keep on growing this business and making it better and better each year, we're investing $250,000 into this next phase of growth. Let me show you how that breaks down. The biggest investment is going right here. It's a new bathhouse facility that's going to service this section of the campground and allow us to stay open year round. We're putting $50,000 into a prefabricated bathhouse that's going to roll in here, sit down on a brand new pad that's going to go in right here. But the thing that not many people would think is going to be so expensive is the brand new septic field and filtration system, which is using coconut husks to basically filter the water. That system alone is going to be $30,000, but it's going to allow us to have a modern septic system on this old campground. The total investment to get this new bathhouse and septic system in, including the site prep, is about $90,000. But the key here is that it's going to allow these tents to be super close to it. And again, that allows us to operate in the wintertime, but also allow us to make these more premium in the summertime. Because right now, the bathhouse that these service is way down there, which is a 1 to 2 minute walk. When you need to go at night, you want it nearby. So this bathhouse is going to allow us to actually make more money in the long run because of the investment. Directly across from this bathhouse is going to be our new camp store. So we already have a camp store, which is operating perfectly fine. However, part of having a new camp store here is to make sure that we're having a more cohesive look with the prefab bathhouse, with the camp store. We're franchising Ferncrest now, so we really want to have the same stuff that we're putting out in the world. And this camp store is a part of that model. The camp store itself is going to cost about $35,000 to get in here. What we're also going to do is we're going to take that old camp store and we're going to make it into a game room. We're going to put $3,000 into that, putting some arcade games, some board games, a lot of other fun things like maybe a little library that people can use. So between those two things, $38,000, and we'll have a really great experience for our guests. So our Crest tents over here, they withstood some damage this winter, so we're going to have to reduce the rates. We're thinking like $90 a night this summer. I don't know how many people have been commenting on social media about how dumb we were for keeping these tents up and not cleaning them off in the wintertime. And yeah, the snow collapsed them. These are toast. The actual snow not only collapsed them once, but then we didn't clean them up and get them ready. So they collapsed again and again and again, and now they're completely gone. So these here, there will be some salvageable parts, some of the fittings and things like that. But for the most part, we're going to take these down and we're going to put new ones up. The good news is that just so happens that 3 of these lodging units collapsed and the wellness tent, which makes 4, but the 3 that did collapse, we have 3 brand new ones in the shipping containers that we had bought when we originally opened the campground that we haven't used yet. So we actually have replacements for these. The labor, getting new canvas covers for all of them. So we're going to replace all of the canvas covers on all the Crest tents. It's going to be about a $10,000 project, but then that'll have 9 great looking Crest tents ready for the season. The winter takes it out on this campground. Not only is there a lot of trees and limbs that come down, but trash from years past just tends to circle up and you end up finding new things. You also have a lot of just like debris everywhere. So we have to clean up, we have to take out trash, we have to take out the limbs, we have to do tree work, got to bring a tree guy in that can actually go up in the trees and trim dead branches, widow makers. And then we also have to get all of the furniture out, all the linens out. So there's a lot of labor that goes into just getting this place up and running for the season. We're budgeting about $6,500 for all of that. As we get ready for the season and as we reinvest into this property, it's really important that we don't cut corners because we're trying to get anywhere from $150 to $300 on holiday weekends, even more per night. So the experience is super important. So not only is this investment into all of these new things for the year important, but making sure that all the existing things, the Crest tents that didn't collapse, the dome tents that are here, the bathhouses, they all have a great experience because we really have to justify people spending their time and money coming out here. All right, so here's a dirty little secret. These showers are not technically here. We were not supposed to have them, but now we got to fix the situation. All right, but seriously, we were on hyper speed that first season to get everything open, and these showers may or may not have been on the permit to get open that first season. So now that we're making all of these improvements and we might have become a little bit more visible, we got to fix this problem, which is these showers are not able to be on this septic system. So What that means is we actually have to replumb them and then put a pump station in here to pump the water uphill to that new septic system so that we can actually keep on using these showers, but actually not have the water, unfortunately, go where it really logically should go, which is this septic system and this leach field. Unfortunately, the sewage enforcement official says, no go. So we got to comply and get that water out of here uphill. So to get that shower water from here all the way up there, way past the bear, up by those trailers, it's going to be about $5,000. Probably the thing I'm most excited about, because it's going to add revenue to this property, is putting in new dome tents. And these are not the same dome tents that we already have at this property. These are the family dome tents. The one thing that we're missing at Ferncrest is units that allow more people to stay here. So the smaller dome tents that we already have, they sleep 2 to 4 people. And what we've realized is that there's so many families that want to come out here. Like us, we have 3 kids. We couldn't really stay in one of those small dome tents. These dome tents are going to be 23 foot in diameter versus 16 foot, and they're going to allow up to 6, maybe even more people sleep in them. The investment, though, is hefty. To put in 4 of these, between the site prep, the platform, the dome, the furniture, everything needed to get them up and running, it's going to be about $80,000. So we're still trying to figure out the layout. We're thinking that down here at the lower section of the campground is a logical spot for it. This is by those troublesome shower situation that we have down there. But 1, 2, 3, and 4 family domes. The reason why we like them down here is A, they're a little bit farther away. They can be a little bit more private, but they can also be near the playground, which is right over here. We haven't really decided what we're going to do in the playground yet. We definitely know that there's opportunities to improve that, maybe adding some more play structures, some more natural things for kids to climb on. Ultimately, these domes being next to the playground and even being positioned so that they almost open up to the playground for the kids and people to go out to would be a logical thing to do. We have all of this woods over here too, which is another area of opportunity. Maybe we can eventually develop something over there, but in the meantime, kids love sticks and everything. No matter how much playground equipment I put in there, I know from having kids that they're going to be more inclined to play with the sticks and the leaves than anything else. This area over here was the last big eyesore that we had on the property. When we bought this property, it was covered in old campers, all these trailers that had been here for 50 years, and tons of other stuff like windows and broken glass. We had consolidated the remainder of them into this corner because, as this sign said, we were still thinking about whether or not we were going to save these trailers. We converted a few of them into a coffee trailer, a ice cream trailer, and the office. But these other ones, although they were destined for greatness, we decided that it was time to part ways. So we just paid somebody $1,200 to haul those out. They're going to take out this trash as well. So this area now, not only does it look better, but it's something that we can start to use. And this is where maybe one of the family domes is going to go, right over here. So really nice entranceway now because we have the main entrance up at the top. This is going to be a secondary entrance where people that are staying down here might be able to park, making their walk to their tents a lot closer. So there's a few things that seem like luxuries in life. Maybe having a golf cart is one of them when you live on like a golf course and you have like a resort. But when you have an actual campground, you need a functioning golf cart. And this here is I don't even know how old this thing is. We bought it used. It was already falling apart when we got it. It's in rough shape. So when it starts, it's great because we can go around and we can do what we need around here during when the tents are open and we have to be cleaning and things like that. But this is the basket that we have for like the linens. Not a great situation. So we are currently designing a brand new golf cart that's going to be for housekeeping. So it's going to be branded with Ferncrest and everything like that. I don't know if we'll have that by the opening of the campground this season, but we definitely want to get something nicer in here and more functional. It's going to run about $15,000 to get that, but it's going to make the housekeeping operation so much better. So that is how you spend $250,000. And no, I don't think that's all we're going to have to spend this year because there's a lot of things that I'm not thinking about. But the point is that we weren't able to do that at once up front. Everything that we've invested over the last 3 years is because we made a profitable business that we were able to reinvest into. We're playing the long game with this property, and it shows because every year we're making improvements. Yes, we're making mistakes like the showers, but we're able to rectify those mistakes in smaller iterations than having either one big problem that's going to sink us or one bigger investment that is going to make us take on a ton of debt, because that's not what we're doing here. We have a lot to do. We have 4 weeks to do it. Hopefully the next time you see this property and you see what $250,000 does, the ice will be gone. So subscribe, follow for more.